You wait hours for a full charge, and then absolutely nothing happens. You press the throttle, and the machine is completely dead. You check the wall adapter, and the LED is glowing a solid, steady green. Normally, that means you're ready to ride, but right now, it's lying to you. That green light actually means your scooter failed to charge. It is easy to look at an unresponsive scooter and assume the lithium-ion battery pack is destroyed, but replacing that pack is the most expensive possible fix, and most of the time, the battery is completely fine. The charging system is a physical chain. Electricity travels from the wall outlet, through the charger, into the port, and to the battery. If any single link fails, power never reaches the battery, and the charger stays green because it detects no load. By systematically checking the physical path of that electricity, you can pinpoint the exact failure. It keeps you from wasting hundreds of dollars on replacement parts you don't actually need. Start at the absolute beginning, the wall outlet. Test it with another appliance to ensure you haven't just tripped a household breaker or overloaded a power strip. Next, look at the charger brick. If the LED is completely dead or the plastic casing feels scalding hot, the internal components are failing. Do not swap in a generic universal charger just because the plug fits. The U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission warns that mismatched voltages and incompatible amperages are a primary cause of micromobility electrical fires. To verify the charger is working, you can test its DC output with a multimeter. Wrap electrical tape around the metal test probes, leaving only the very tips exposed, to ensure you don't short-circuit the prongs during the test. Confirming that the charger is outputting the exact correct voltage ensures we are safely pushing power into the scooter's delicate electronics. If the charger is working, move down the chain to the scooter's charging port. This is the physical bridge, and it takes more physical abuse than almost any other part of the machine. Look closely inside the port. Check for bent center pins, lingering water droplets, or greenish corrosion built up from riding in the elements. When a bent pin physically misses the contact, the circuit remains open. The charger's LED stays green because it cannot electrically see the battery to deliver the current. A minor, fixable physical misalignment, right here at the port, is frequently the true culprit behind what looks like a totally dead battery pack. If the power makes it past the port, it meets the Battery Management System, or BMS. This is the internal gatekeeper deciding whether the battery cells are allowed to accept an incoming charge. This chart shows how the BMS monitors the health of the pack. If a scooter has been sitting in storage for months and the voltage drops below a safe threshold, the BMS will intentionally refuse the charge. Sometimes you can clear a software lockout by performing a manual BMS reset. Depending on your model, this involves pressing a hidden reset button or safely disconnecting the battery terminals for about 15 seconds to discharge residual power. The BMS blocking a charge is not a hardware glitch. It is a vital safety feature designed to prevent stressed cells from entering thermal runaway. There comes a point where troubleshooting has to stop. Some charging failures are permanent, and attempting to force power into a degraded lithium-ion system is incredibly dangerous. The clearest warning sign is physical swelling. If internal gas buildup is expanding the battery pack and warping the metal deck of the scooter, the internal cells have already failed. If your charger is rapidly flashing red and green, it indicates a severe hardware fault or a temperature lockout. Do not repeatedly plug it in to try and force a connection. The Consumer Product Safety Commission is clear on this. You should never leave a charging micromobility device unattended, and you should never leave it plugged in while you are sleeping or away from home. Pushing past these physical danger signals transforms your daily commute vehicle into a serious structural fire hazard. But if your battery is healthy, the fix is usually much simpler. You test the outlet, confirm the charger output, straighten a bent port pin, and cleanly reconnect the system. You plug it in, and that stagnant green LED finally clicks over to a solid charging red. A few hours later, your dashboard boots up and the throttle responds instantly. Following the physical path of electricity turns a breakdown into a simple process of elimination. Instead of guessing at expensive repairs, you know exactly what it takes to keep your machine moving.